In part 3 of this Technical Analysis 101 tutorial series, I'm going to be teaching you about trends and trend lines. I'll go over what they are, how to find them, how to draw these trend lines, and how we can actually use them to trade with confidence in the market. So if you're new to technical analysis, you're in the right place. I'd highly recommend you grab a notebook and take some notes as we go along. And before we dive right into the content, just a reminder that this is part 3 of this technical analysis tutorial series. If you haven't yet watched part 1 and part 2 of this series, I would recommend you go watch those and learn about candlesticks and time frames before watching this one. The content does build on itself, so it's helpful to understand these concepts before understanding this one. And of course, if you like this video, click the like button below and hit subscribe for future similar content. Without further ado, let's get right into it. The first super important thing you need to understand is what an uptrend is and what a downtrend is, and how do we know the difference between them. When we're speaking about an uptrend, the actual definition states that we need to have higher lows and higher highs. So if we just go ahead and take a look at a chart, I have SPY open here, but you can use any chart, any time frame, it doesn't matter. These definitions and trends will hold along all of them. So on the daily chart here, I'm going to make this a little bit more vertical here. And the first thing I said is that you need to have higher lows and higher highs. Now, what does this actually mean? When you take a look at this chart, you can see that the price continually goes up and down, up and down, up and down. What we're going to do is just mark off the spots that are the lowest and the highest as we're moving in a direction in the chart. So we're going to start down here and we're just going to mark this as one of our lows. And then you see we go upwards all the way to this point before we pull back. I'm going to mark this as a high and then back down. This is our low before we move up again. And I'm going to go through these a bit quicker now. A high there, a low here, a high there, a low here, a high there, a low here. And you can get really in detail into these, or you can keep them a little bit more broad. So I could catch all these, I could catch these little ones in here. I'm just going to do these more general, larger degree ones up here. And then finally we pull back all the way down and this is our next low. So let's take a look at all of these spots we just drew these marker lines on. You can see that all of our lows are continually getting higher and higher in price. Price is increasing if you just look at the lows here. And now if we just look at the highs, they're also increasing from here to here to here, all the way up. Our lows are increasing and our highs are increasing. This is the definition of an uptrend. We're having higher lows and higher highs. You can see that the trend here breaks when this low comes in, because this low is not higher than this low. It's lower than this low, which moves us into our definition of a downtrend. A downtrend is the exact opposite, where we have lower lows coming in and lower highs. So let's do the same thing on this part of the chart over here. We have this high, this low, draw this one in, draw this one in, and then we come back up here, into here, and in here. Okay, so we have a few more drawn onto the chart. Let's take a look at these now. We have this high and then this high. So these are lower highs in here, but then this one ends up going a little bit higher or maybe around the same exact spot. We have a low right here and then a lower low comes in here, but then this low is definitely higher than this low. So let's just look back at what we just figured out. I'm going to circle this whole area in here as an uptrend because through the whole area we had higher lows and higher highs. And now let's draw one more circle. We know that in this little area in here, and I'm going to change the color up to a pink so we can distinguish it, we had lower lows and lower highs. So this blue area is an uptrend and this pink area is a downtrend. And finally, the very last definition we did talk about in terms of trends, we have this area where neither of those definitions are really fitting. The highs are getting higher here, the lows are getting higher here, but then we're just having a lower high. It's kind of like back and forth between our two definitions. We can basically just call this area sideways trending. It's not trending upwards, it's not trending downwards. This is just sideways movement. I'll just put a box around it so we can establish that as well. And this sideways movement is actually the most common part of the market. The market tends to go sideways rather than trending about 80% of the time, and it's where a lot of traders lose most of their money. So this area of sideways is really important for you to see and understand so that you're not making crazy decisions in this market. A lot of traders who are new or losing will basically say that the market is kind of being like a kangaroo, where it's just bouncing up and down, and not really picking a direction. But the main common misconception here is that the market is almost always doing this, and it's really important to understand when it's happening and when we can go all in into some upwards calls in the movement or some bullish plays, as well as when we can go all in into some bearish plays or downwards movement. Following the trend of the market is one of the most important things you can do, and it's really key that you understand that, write it down, and don't ever forget that. A lot of traders will say the trend is your friend, and it is. You should always trade with it. Once you look at this enough, you won't have to actually draw those onto the chart, but if you need to for now, definitely go draw in those markers so you can see whether we're uptrending or whether we're downtrending. Eventually, like I said, at first instinct, you'll know which one it is. So trend lines are a tool that we can use to see when a trend is actually going to be broken and reversed. For example, how would we have known that a downtrending was going to start into here after we were uptrending for all this time? How would we know to stop going long in calls before the market crushes us? We can use all sorts of technical indicators for this, but the simplest and the most important for you to understand first are trend lines. Trend lines are basically just lines that connect points in the chart to help you figure out the general trend. So we just practiced looking at the highs and the lows on our chart. We're going to use those same exact points to draw a trend line. So for now, I'm just going to circle these lows once again. And all we're going to do is grab this line tool. It's a little bit different depending on where you're charting. I'm using TradingView, which is my favorite charting platform. It's free to use if you want, or use whatever you prefer. And I'm going to click on this trend line here. And then I'm just going to connect these 3 points. So I'm going to click in this area and then try and connect the bottom of this area and this area as well. So a lot of people will have preferences on this. Do we catch all of the wicks of these candles? Do we only use the bodies? What I would say is use whatever works best. You're trying to fit the market. It's not really a science to it. It's more of an art form. If you have a trend line that connects 4 different places, but one of the wicks is slightly off, that's okay. The market's not perfectly technical, and things don't always work to perfection. So make it fit the best that you can. So I'm going to play around with this trend line a little bit and try and catch most of this movement into here. And so you could maybe have it something like this, and you would just keep pulling it sideways afterwards. I would see if I can catch these wicks instead. So let's just pull this down a bit. And that looks a little bit better to me. Okay, so I'm going to keep pulling this sideways. And the expectation of this blue trend line is that the next time we come to it as well, so you can see these are 3 hits on the trend line. The next time we come to it, I would expect it to hit the trend line once again. And once we finally break through this blue trend line, that's when the uptrend would stop and the downtrend would start. So if I just continue to pull this sideways into here, around that same spot, so you can see it catches this wick perfectly. This one goes a little bit over, and some people will say this isn't valid anymore. I would say it's still going to help you tell the market and help you figure out when the trend changes. This is totally okay with me. These wicks come a little bit below, but in general, if you look at this blue line, it's holding these lows very well, and it's just a straight line to connect all 3. The final point that would validate that I have the right line in here for me is when we finally come back down to it again, you can see we do wick off of it and try to push back upwards. However, finally, when we start to break below it, we break below it really hard. I mean, look at this candle. This falls about 10 points on the SPY in just one day candle. So clearly, this trend line was holding the market upwards in this direction, and when we finally broke below it significantly, the market fell and we started our downtrend as we saw earlier. You can start drawing these trend lines as soon as you have 2 points available. You would just connect the 2 points and then draw a line off of it. Now, the more times that the trend line bounces, the more valid that it's actually going to be. And personally, I like to see at least 3 points on a trend line connected before I even consider trading off of it. So what I would do is start drawing trend lines of 2 points that look very significant in the market history, and then see what happens when we come to that trend line again. If we bounce off of it for a 3rd time, then maybe the 4th time we come to it, you can have some sort of confidence that we're going to bounce off of it once again. And as that number increases, your confidence can increase as well. So if we have something that's bounced 6, 7, 8 times, there's a pretty high chance it's going to bounce again. Now, of course, they can break, and when they do break, they usually break very strong, especially on these higher time frames like the daily chart that we're looking at. So always make sure that you're trading with a stop loss in mind. As in, once we break below the trend line and we confirm that we're going to break below the trend line with a candle close, not just some of these wicks like we were seeing, make sure you get out of the trade. Don't trust this trend line with all of your account. The last key piece that I was just hinting at is that the time frame, as we went over in Technical Analysis 101 Part 2, is really important to understanding how deep this break is going to be and how significant it actually will be. So we're on the daily chart here. You can saw that when we broke this trend line, we ended up falling another 20 or 30 points down on SPY here, and then we started to bounce a little bit and even fell further after that. The break of the trend line was right up in here, and from that break, we ended up dropping more than 50 points further downwards before our downtrend, or our downtrend, sideways trend, and then one more downtrend, however you want to call that, actually stopped. If we just zoom into a 15-minute chart here, let's draw one more quick trend line. So one of them I see that's in this little direction in here is just an upwards trend in here. Of course, it only did have these 2 points connected to it, but I would have been watching once this one came in, and you can see we broke through it. And then this is another really common thing you'll see, is that when we break through these trend lines, sometimes we come back to test them just once more. So the price will come right back up, and as it was using support before, it's now using it as resistance before we fell pretty far. So this trend line break right here was around 340, and then we dropped to about 322. So only about 18 points on SPY versus the 50-point drop we had on the previous trendline break. That's the comparison of a 15-minute time frame versus a 1-day time frame, and how significant the difference can actually be. Now, of course, the examples I've shown you so far were just on the bullish side of these trend lines, where we're trying to use the trend line as support to continue upwards in the market, and then a bearish trend starts after that. You can use trend lines in resistance in the exact same way. So just to show you one quick example of that, we could connect points, let's say up here, to this point in here, to this point in here, and those connect pretty well. You can see we catch all three of these nicely, and even this fourth one comes in. We finally break this trend line that's been resistance, and it goes up. We don't get a significantly large break like we did in the other two examples, but we definitely do break above it. You can see the price even tried to come back down and uses it as support. So whereas when we broke the bullish ones, we came back up and used the trend line as resistance, now we came back down to use it as support afterwards. Again, this is a really common pattern, and some people establish their trading strategies based specifically off of these retests. So they'll be watching these trend lines, will break above it, and they'll look to buy when we're coming back and supporting it again for another push upwards. You could use this one strategy and be profitable in the market. I guarantee it. So that's pretty much everything with trends and trend lines. I hope this video helps you, and I hope you learned a lot from it and took some notes to help you out in your trading journey. If you did like this video and want to see part 4, give me a like below and let me know in the comments. And of course, if you want to see similar content, make sure you click that subscribe button. I really appreciate all of your support.